Let's go ahead and start on our backs this morning. You can pick any posture you like. You can lay flat out like Shavasana. You can bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall out wide. If you want a little more hip opening, or feet go wide, knees together. Sometimes that can feel nice to just kind of let your lower back release and stretch out. And then either hands by your side or one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart, so you feel that connection. Allow your eyes to close, your gaze to rest on one point. And just start to sink into the support of your mat. Taking a few moments just to arrive here. Noticing your breath, how it moves and where it moves when you breathe in and when you breathe out. And then noticing all the points of contact between you and the mat and trying to relax more into those points of contact. You just kind of let your mat and everything with you just hold you up here. We'll take 3 more full deep breaths here. As you finish that third exhale, start to draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your hands around your shins, little rock side to side, or circles with your knees, just releasing your lower back. And then you're going to take your knees right above your hips. Shins are parallel to the mat. Bring your hands out to a T for a little stability. And try to draw your belly button down towards your spine so you feel your lower back flatten into the mat. You're going to try to keep that core connection, so navel drawing down towards the spine. And then just tip your knees about 45 degrees over to the left. And as you inhale, flex your feet, try to straighten your legs all the way out. And as you exhale, re-bend, take your knees 45 degrees over to the right. And as you inhale, you'll extend the legs out, reach to the heels. And then exhale, take it back to the other side. So in the inhale, we lengthen out, draw the navel in. And then exhale, twist it all the way over. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. And just keep that going nice and smooth. You're trying to warm up the core, wake up the spine here. We'll go for about 2 more rounds. And once you've evened that out, go ahead, draw your knees to center, wrap your hands around your shins, little rock side to side. Big full, deep breath in, fill up the belly. And exhale, let it go. And the knees are going to come back to that tabletop position. Draw your navel down towards your spine, feel your lower back connect to the mat. This time we're going to interlace the hands behind the head. And then lift the head and the shoulders up towards the ceiling. So we're letting the head rest in the hands. Using that core strength, try to lift the shoulder blades off the mat. Now from here, you're going to press your right heel forward. So you feel this little tuck of the right hip forward, right sits bone. And then right elbow comes to left knee. And on the inhale, we come back to that center hold position, while shoulders lift. And exhale, we twist to the other side. So reach to the left heel, lengthen to the left. low back, and then inhale back to center. And keep that going. Exhale, we twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. So it's really slow and controlled. I want you to feel that core engagement across the entire core. So side body, front body. And really fire up your breath here. A few more rounds. We're going to go once more to each side. And once you even it out, go ahead, let your head relax down. Take your hands to your knees, and then make circles with your knees in one direction. And then circles going the other way. And then hands are going to come behind the thighs. And we're going to start making little rocks forwards and backwards along the spine. We're going to start kind of small. And eventually build enough momentum that you're rocking all the way along the length of the spine. And then when you get enough momentum, rock all the way over to your hands and knees. And find a tabletop position. Starting with the wrists pointing forward, fingertips pointing forward. Root down into the palms and the knees. Under inhale, take the chest forward with the gaze, drop the belly. And then exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine. One more of those. And then if you'd like, you can keep the fingertips pointing forward, or you can point them out to the sides for a little different wrist stretch, same thing. And then maybe try to point your fingertips backwards as far as they'll go, same thing. All right, go ahead, bring your wrists back to a neutral position. This time on your inhale, you're going to sweep the left hand all the way up towards the sky, stretch across the chest. As you exhale, we'll take the back of the shoulder all the way down to the mat and thread the needle. We're just trying to let the left shoulder, left ear rest down. And then if you'd like, you can take this right hand up to your lower back for more of a twist, or reach it forward to find more length to the right side. Just a couple breaths here. And then bring the right hand back underneath the right shoulder, press into that hand as you inhale, sweep that left hand all the way back up towards the sky once more. And then exhale, left hand to the ground. Next inhale, we take the right hand all the way up, stretch across the chest. And then exhale, wrap the right hand all the way across, coming down to the back of your shoulder. Try to mirror whatever you did with the first side, on the first side with that left hand. And then left hand comes back underneath your shoulder. Big inhale, stretch the right hand all the way back up towards the sky. Exhale, right hand down and line with the left. Good. So find your tabletop position. We're going to find that same drawing of the belly button out towards the spine, so that same low belly core engagement. Tuck your toes under here. And then we're going to hover the knees just about an inch above the mat. Try not to change the shape of the spine, so we're still drawing the belly button out towards the spine. And then imagine that there was a block between your legs and squeeze that imaginary block. And then hug the inner corners of the elbows towards each other, so everything's drawing towards the midline. And then see if you can breathe here. Take deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, even as you find that core engagement. Hold for 3, 2, and on one with the knees drop down. Walk your hands forward just about half a handprint. And then from here, we'll send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. For this first one, feel free to paddle it out, feel it out for a bit. Keep your breath nice and smooth. And then bringing the feet to center. Next inhale from the belly, we'll ripple all the way forward to the top of the plank. Keep drawing the navel to the spine. And as you exhale from the center, lift the hips up and then back, downward dog. Try that again. Inhale, coming all the way forward, plank pose. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank. This time as you exhale, we'll drop the knees down and then the forearms down. So it's a sort of like tucked child's pose. And I want you to pull your hands back towards you as you draw the belly all the way through the hands. You come onto the belly, drop the shoulders back, broaden across the heart. Press into the tops of the feet. And then as you exhale, just send the hips all the way back to the heels, child's pose. With your next inhale, take you back to that all fours shape. Tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. We'll go through one of those modified vinyasas again. So inhale, come to the top of your plank, belly strong. Exhale, knees down, forearms down. Inhale, come all the way through into your cobra. So you let the belly come down, roll the shoulders back, broaden across the heart. And then exhale, child's pose, just the heels. Inhale, shift forward, all fours. Exhale, tuck your toes, send the hips up and back, downward dog. Full breath in here. And a full breath out. And on your next inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and we're just going to take little baby steps all the way to the top of the mat. So we end up in our forward fold, bend your knees enough that you just kind of let your torso rest on your thighs. And then maybe hold opposite elbows, or wrap your hands behind your shins. You can sway here a little bit side to side if that feels good. And try to bring some more length into the spine. And then if you're holding opposite elbows, go ahead with the hands release. Press down into your feet to ground the legs. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up and overhead. And then you're going to clasp your hands together, so just the fingers clasped. And then pull the left elbow behind the head using your right arm. You'll notice here that the rib cage kind of wants to flare out. So we need to draw the belly button to the spine to tighten through the front side of the core. You'll feel your tailbone start to draw down. Keep that engagement of the core. Take your right hand to your right hip. And then see if you can reach that left arm over a little bit more. So big full side body stretch to the left side. Take one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, we'll sweep that left hand all the way around, bend into the left knee. Left fingertips come to the ground. And then we'll reach the right arm up. Big open arm twist. Okay, one last inhale. Exhale, release, come back to your fold. And on your inhale, slide your hands up to your shins, hug the navel in, find a nice halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, we'll come all the way back up to stand. Find that same clasp of the fingers. This time, left elbow will draw the right, left hand will draw the right elbow behind the head. And then find that little tuck of the pelvis, so hug the belly button in. And then left hand to left hip. You can reach that right arm over a little more. Last breath in. Exhale with that right hand. Sweep all the way around and down, bend into the right knee. Reach the left fingertips to the sky. Last breath in. Exhale, release into the fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. On your exhale, we'll plant the hands, step the left foot all the way back to a lunge. Let your back knee come down and ground into the right heel as you inhale, reach the arms up. Good. Take your left wrist with your right hand, lift up so you feel the ribcage lift away from the pelvis, and then over to the right. You can stay here. If you want to go a little deeper, you can reach your right fingertips down towards the mat. For a nice full side body stretch. Take the last inhale. As you exhale, we'll take that left elbow all the way across. And then press into the left elbow, rotate the ribcage around. See if you can find a twist here. Your last goodbye, inhale. Exhale, hands come down to frame the right foot. We'll lift the back knee and then send the right hip back. So a nice wide pyramid pose. Just take one breath here, opening up that right hamstring. Inhale, shift back into your point or lunge. And then as you exhale, step your right foot back to meet the left. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees down, forearms down. Inhale, roll all the way forward into your cobra, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward dog. From downward dog, we're going to inhale the left leg up and back. And as you exhale, try to step your left foot in between your hands. You can always walk it up if you need to. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Left hand catches your right wrist. Lift up out of the waistline. And then over to the left. And try to engage the right glute to send the hips forward here. If you'd like, you can reach the left fingertips down. And then we'll take that right elbow all the way across to the outside of the left knee. And you kind of press into the elbow to kind of lift the torso up, rotate around, and find the twist. Last breath in. Exhale, release the hands down, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. And then one breath in your pyramid pose here. Coming back into your lunge. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Hands to shins, inhale, halfway lift, hug the belly in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Clasp your fingertips. Exhale, pull the left elbow behind the head. Right hand to your right hip, big inhale, reach a little more. And as you exhale, come all the way into your twist. Inhale, reach the right hand to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, let that go. Hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Clasp your fingers to stand as you exhale, pull the left elbow down. And then inhale, find a little deeper side stretch. Exhale, coming back down with the twist. Inhale, circle the left hand up to the sky. And then exhale, both hands down, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Plant your hands, step your right foot all the way back to a lunge. Bring your right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. This time as you exhale, we'll find a nice open arm twist. So the left hand falls back, the right hand falls forward. See if you can draw your shoulder blades together so you feel some engagement across the back to widen across the heart space. Now you're welcome to stay right here. If you'd like a little bit more, you're going to take your left hand to your lower back to kind of stabilize your sacrum. Reach your right arm up. So we still are finding that core engagement, drawing the navel in, lifting the ribcage up away from the pelvis. If you want to go deeper in your lunge, engage into the right glute. Think about bringing the left hamstring closer to the left calf. One more breath in. And as you exhale, we'll bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee again. This time, maybe fingertips come down towards the mat or back into your prayer twist. One breath here. And then go ahead, bring the hands to either side of the left foot. One breath in pyramid again, send the hips back, out the head low. Coming back into your lunge, plant the hands, step the left foot back to meet the right. Breath in. Exhale, knees down, forearms down. Inhale, come all the way forward, cobra. Exhale, child's. Inhale to all fours. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right foot reaches up and back. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Lower your back knee, inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, find that open arm twist. Bringing some strength and stability into the back body, engaging the left glute. And if you'd like to add the reverse, take your right hand to your lower back, reach the left hand up. See if you bring the right hamstring closer to your right calf. And then left elbow to the outside of the right knee, finding prayer twist or maybe that open arm twist. And then release the hands down, either side of the right foot. One breath in your pyramid. Going back into your lunge. Step your left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Then bring your feet a little closer together. We're going to start to bend the knees, shift the weight back towards the heels, sink the hips really low. And just sweep your arms up, find chair pose here. So just like we did in all of our other core work, think about drawing the navel in and up. So we lift through the lower belly, and find a little more length through the low back. Tailbone roots down. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, just take hands to heart center. And then find some engagement across the back body. So as you inhale, lift the heart up towards the thumbs, shoulder blades draw towards each other. As you exhale, we'll twist, left elbows be outside the right thigh. So if you could drop your hips even lower here, then use the left elbow to really rotate the ribcage around. And find your breath. If you could draw everything from the midline here. Sink your hips a little lower. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Inhale, come back to chair pose. Exhale, straighten your legs, forward fold. Bring your feet a little wider, so they're about hip distance apart. And then we're going to walk the palms all the way underneath the feet. So the toes actually come to the wrist creases. You might need to bend your knees a lot in order to be able to make that connection. That's fine. Just try to introduce a little pressure to the backs of the wrists. You can slightly rock your weight forward, maybe even wiggle your toes and give your wrists a little massage. Just a good way to release some pressure. All right, and then shift the weight back to the heels so you can release the hands. Heel toe the feet a little closer together. And then bend your knees. Sit low, reach the arms up to your pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, find your engagement across the back so you lift the heart. And then exhale, twist the other way. Sink the hips really low, especially that right hip. It's going to want to come forward, so draw that hip crease back as you rotate the ribcage around. Stay with it, just breathe. Last 3. 2. And 1. Inhale back to center. Exhale, straighten your legs, forward fold. Then just bend one knee at a time, a little sway of the hips side to side. We're going to take the feet back to about hip distance apart. This time your peace fingers, so index and middle fingers, will wrap around your big toes. And then think about making that core engagement. So hug the navel in. It's this lower belly lift. The lower belly lifts up and in towards the spine. We'll start by shifting the weight into the right leg. And then just seeing if you could pick that left foot up. Just notice what that's like. Then try to set the left foot down. Find that same core engagement, root down through the left foot. See if you can just hover the right foot. And then set the right foot down. Release the toes. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, plant your hands, step all the way back to plank. Feel free to take any variation of the vinyasa you'd like. You can do the one we've been doing, or you can take a regular vinyasa, lowering half or all the way down. Inhale to cobra, or maybe upward dog. Exhale, takes you back to downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, reach the right foot up and back. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. This time, keep the back knee lifted, ground into the right heel, and I'll take the arms up. Full crescent lunge. And then hands are going to come to heart center, just like we did in chair. We lift the heart up towards the thumbs, draw the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, twist, left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Make sure you've got a really strong connection between your left elbow and your right thigh. And then bring your awareness to your right foot. You want to ground down into that right foot so you feel really stable. And then hug the navel to the spine. So we start with that core engagement. I'm going to shift the weight into the right leg, and then with as much control as we can, try to step the left foot up to meet the right. Don't worry about wobbling or falling out of it. Just see if you can come right back in. One breath here. Inhale, come to center, hands at the heart. And then as you exhale, we'll just twist the other way. Right hand, right elbow stay outside of the left knee. Find that belly strength, so hug navel in. Shift the weight into the left foot so you can pick your right knee up into the chest. And with as much control as you can, step the right foot way, way back so we find that twisted lunge. And then ground into the left heel. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back to plank. You're free to take a vinyasa or just come back to downward dog if you'd like to skip it. When you're ready, from downward dog, inhale, reach your left foot up and back. Exhale, slip your left foot between your hands. Let your inhale, take your right up into crescent lunge. Then exhale, hands to heart center. So lift the heart, hug the navel in. And then exhale, twist, right elbows to the outside of the left thigh. All right, you know where you're going from here, so think about where you're going first. Get really stable through that left leg, really strong through the core. And then start to shift the weight into the left leg. Step the right foot up to the mid. Inhale, takes you to center, hands to heart. Exhale, twist the other way. Here we go, shift the weight into the right foot. Use that belly strength to pick the left knee up near your chest. Then extend the left leg all the way back. Your next inhale, unwind, reach the hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to the mat, step back, move out of this however you need, vinyasa or not. We're going to try to go through that round one more time with the breath. So it's going to feel a little wobbly and weird. Just go with it, try to do the best you can. It's meant to challenge your balance. Inhale, send your right foot up and back. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Inhale takes you up, crescent lunge. Right into the twist as you exhale, left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Shift the weight into the right foot, big inhale, step forward. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, twist the other way. Start to pick the right knee up into the chest as you breathe in. And then exhale, step the right foot all the way back. Unwind, inhale, arms up. Ride that exhale down to the mat, step back, take the vinyasa if you'd like. Last round, inhale, reach your left foot up. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Inhale takes you up, crescent lunge. Exhale, find the twist. Step your right foot up to meet your left as you inhale. Stay for the exhale. Through center, breathe in. Twist the opposite way, breathe out. Inhale, left knee comes into the chest. Exhale, step the left foot way back. Unwind, big full breath in, reaching up. Exhale, hands down, step back. Take your vinyasa. Once you're back in downward facing dog, go ahead and take your feet a little bit wider. Turn your toes slightly out, heels in. We're gonna walk back to Malasana, so squat at the back of the mat. So we come all the way down. Depending on how tight your hips are today, your hips might be a little higher, or you might be on the balls of your feet, that's fine. Just try to do what you can do to root the tailbone down, lift the belly up and in, find that low belly strength. If you'd like, you can take your hands to heart center. Just about 3 breaths here. Letting everything that's happened in class so far go, just coming back to this moment, this breath right here. And then release your hands down. Slowly start to straighten the legs. Turn the toes forward. Walk yourself back into your downward facing dog. Bring it, inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Same thing as before, inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. As you exhale, we'll take the hands to heart center. So this time, think about building that core strength. So hug the navel up and in, and draw the heart towards the thumb. So engagement across the shoulder blades. Keep all that engagement, and then just tip forward about 45 degrees. So we're lifting the belly up away from that right thigh, engaging through the back body to stay lifted through the spine. Keep all that engagement, start to shift the weight into the right leg. See if you can just cover that left heel. And then without letting that right foot or left foot drop down, we're going to come up to stand, drawing that knee up in front of you. Couple options from here. You can just take your hands around that left knee and try to root the tailbone down, lift the belly up and in. If you know that you have the toe bind, you can take these fingers around your left toe. You can either hold here, drawing that knee a little higher, or if you want to challenge yourself, try to extend that left leg forward. If you do that, see if you can wrap the left shoulder back to stay really tall through the spine. All right, and then we're all going to let go of the knee or the toes. Big inhale, reach that left knee, you're ready to left foot a little higher. And as you exhale, it's just a big pendulum swing back. So we come back to warrior three. Bend to the right knee, step the left foot way back. Reach the arms up, crescent. And then from here, we're going to spin the back heel down and open up into warrior two. So it's a little more external rotation through the hips. And let the shoulders jump away from your ears. Just take a moment to sink into this. Feel it out. And then let your left hand fall towards your back thigh. Without putting any weight in that back hand, reach the right hand up towards the sky. Just opening up through the right side body. Big breath in. And then exhale, take your right forearm to the right thigh. Left hand to the sky, maybe left hand overhead. And just like we did in the reverse warrior, try to keep the weight out of that right hand. So we're lifting out of the right shoulder. Using that core side body strength to lift us up here. And then on your next inhale, come all the way back to a reverse warrior, reach the right arm up. This time as you exhale, right hand, left hand to the outside of the right foot. Move through the vinyasa if you'd like, or just come straight back to downward dog. Up to you, as always. Downward dog, inhale, reach your left foot up. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Inhale, rise up, crescent. Exhale, hands to heart center. Think about creating all that length and strength through the spine, take the crown of the head forward. Draw the shoulder blades together, lift through the back body. And then shift the weight to the left leg, engage the right glutes, come up, warrior three. So everything across the back body, right glute, shoulder blades, it's all helping you lift here. So we're not dumping so much into that standing leg. And then trying to draw that right knee up in front of you without letting it touch down. Take whatever you did on the first side, whether that's hands around the right knee, or maybe finding the toe bind. Just 3 breaths. And then for that last inhale, we'll all try to lift that right leg or right knee a little higher. Reach the arms up. Exhale, big pendulum swing back. Bend the left knee, step the right foot way back. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, open out, warrior two. Settle into your breath. And let the right hand come to the back thigh. Big inhale, reach up to that left hand. If you draw the tailbone down a little lower. One more breath in. And then exhale, left forearm to the front thigh. Right arm reaches up or overhead. And stay lifted out of that left shoulder. Next inhale, come all the way up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, wiggle the hands to the mat, step back. If you'd like, take one last vinyasa. This time from downward dog, we're just gonna send the right knee forward towards the right wrist. And let the left knee drop down to the mat. So coming into half pigeon. If that right hip feels really tight or it's really lifted, see if you can grab a pillow or a blanket or whatever's nearby you to kind of support that right hip up. And then you might need to scoot your left knee back a little bit more so you feel like you're really even across the pelvis. Try to square your shoulders and your hips forward. And then from here, we'll just drop down to the elbows coming into our resting pigeon. If you're feeling any pressure in your knees, this like really just doesn't feel good in your body, you can always come onto your back and just take a figure 4 stretch. So the right ankle over the left thigh. If you're here, just try to settle in and breathe. This is the part of the practice where we start to move back into stillness, inviting the breath back if you lost it. And on your next inhale, walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee. Press into the hands, split out of that shape. Come back to downward dog. Release out of that side in any way that feels good. You can pedal out the feet or circle the right hip around. And then when you're ready, you'll send the left knee forward. Patting up that left hip if it's lifted. You're sending that right leg back. Take a moment to kind of square the hips and the shoulders forward, get really even. And then come back down into posture. And you just settle in and breathe here. If your attention has drifted, try to bring your focus back to what's happening within the 4 corners of your mat. Noticing all the points of contact between you and the mat, and then seeing if you can relax into those points of contact a little more. Start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. This time we're going to go onto the left hip, so if you have something underneath it, just slide it out of your way. Come all the way onto your hips so you can take this right leg and swing it around. So feet come to the top of your mat, feet nice and wide. Just going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders and kind of windshield right with the knees, side to side. Little release of the hips. And then once you feel like the hips are released, make sure there's enough space behind you to come all the way down onto your back. We've got about a minute before we come into our final Shavasana meditation. So take any last postures that are calling to you here. We've done a lot of twisting, but maybe a happy baby or just knees to chest. This is your chance to just kind of tune into what your body is asking you for and what would feel good. And if you are in the twist, maybe switching sides now, if you haven't already. Starting to draw your knees back to center, back into your chest if you're not there already. And then extend both legs out for our Shavasana. Feet just kind of flop open towards the corners of your mat. Hands come down next to your side, palms up. See if you can walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Do you feel all that space you created for the chest? Allow your eyes to close or just let your gaze rest on one point so you can drop your awareness inward a little more, shutting out the external world. And just noticing your breath. Relaxing it out into all the points of contact between you and the mat. Seeing if you can let that sense of ease and relaxation just wash over you. Melt into that for the last few minutes of class here. And slowly start to move your fingers and your toes. Just noticing how those movements feel in your body now. Take any last little stretches or movements that are calling to you here. A nice big full body stretch. And then when you're ready, you'll draw your knees back in towards you. And just roll off onto one side. Using that to help ease you back up to a seat. Taking your time, trying to move with as little effort as possible. And once you've found your seat, bring your hands to heart center, bring your thumbs into your sternum one more time. This time we'll bow the chin towards the chest and just take a moment to offer up a little gratitude here for whatever comes to mind. Ability to practice together in the midst of a pandemic. We do something to take care of ourselves and protect our health and well-being. It's always important, but especially at a time like this. Just take a moment to seal in that little message of thanks. And then we'll take the hands to the center of the forehead, lifting our hearts. We now bow to ourselves and to each other. Namaste.
Namaste.